Okay, children, in previous concept you learn what are integers and how to represent the integers on number line. And in today's concept, we are going to learn how to order the integers, that is ordering of integers. You know very well that the numbers which are to the left of 0 are called negative numbers. So here these are called negative integers. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 till minus 10. These are all to the left of 0. So they are called negative integers, and the numbers are the integers which are to the right of 0 are called positive integers. So this already you learned. Now let us learn how to compare them. Now let us take few integers. So I have taken positive integers, that is 0 to 6 onwards. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have been represented on number line here. Now you observe 3 and 6, the location of 6 as well as 3. So where is 6? 6 is to the right of 3 and 3 is to the left of 6. Since 6 is to the right of 3, we say that 6 is greater than 3. So that is represented in this way, in symbolic form. 6 is greater than 3. We also can write that 3 is smaller than 6. We can also write 3 is smaller than 6 or 6 is greater than 3. Why 6 is greater than 3? Because 6 is to the right of 3. This is in the case of positive integers. So you remember that an integer to the right of a given integer is always greater than the given integers. Because here one more example also we can see. So here 0 to 8 integers have been located on number line. Now you see 2 and 8. What are the locations? Here 2 is to the left of 8 and 8 is to the right of 2. So we can also say that 2 is smaller than 8. Why? Because 2 is to the left of 8. And we can also say that 8 is greater than 2. Now let us observe few more integers. So here minus 2 and minus 3 both are negative integers. I have taken a number line. Now you observe the position of this minus 2 and minus 3. Where is minus 2? That is to the right of minus 3. So as we said earlier, so we can say that minus 2 is greater than minus 3. It can be written in symbolic form that minus 2 is greater than minus 3. We can also say that minus 3 is smaller than minus 2. This can be written in this way. Minus 3 is smaller than minus 2. Okay, because minus 3 is to the left of minus 2. Whereas minus 2 is to the right of minus 3. Now you observe, I have taken here one negative integer, that is minus 5, and one positive integer, that is plus 1. So let me compare whether minus 5 is greater or 1 is greater. Now as we said earlier, minus 5 is to the left of 1 and 1 is to the right of minus 5. Obviously 1 will be greater than minus 5. That means we understood that by observing the position of the integers, we can say whether it is greater than the given integer or less than the given integer. Now let us see one example problem. So here it is asked to write the integers in ascending order. The given integers are 4, minus 5, 16, minus 11, minus 21 and 50. Before going to solve this, let us remember once again that here how minus 2 is greater than minus 3, because here minus 2 and minus 3 both are negative integers. Here 3 is numerically greater than 2, but since both are negative, both are minus, minus 3 will be smaller than minus 2. So that I have written here. That means here what you can observe one thing, that greater the numeral value, smaller the integer. If numeral value is greater, then integer wise it is small. So by keeping that fact in mind, we observe here what are the negative integers? -5, -11, -21. As I told, in negative integers, greater the numeral value, smaller the integer. That means here 21 is greater numeral value. Since it is minus, this will be the smallest integer among the three all given integers. Okay. So this is the smallest one. Then the next smallest after -21 is -11. And the next smallest is -5. So these you keep in mind, children. So how we can write now the ascending order? Let us see. So here we have got among all the 6 given integers, we understood that -21 is the smallest one. So that we will write first -21 is smaller than, after -21, the next smallest one is -11. Then smaller, that is -5. So -5 is less than, okay. Now let us come to the remaining positive integers. What are the positive integers? 4, 16 and 50. So you know very well how to write the whole numbers in ascending order. So here the smallest one is 4. 4 is less than, the next smaller, after 4 is 16. 16 less than, and last 50. So this is the ascending order. So remember children, to write the integers in ascending order, first you identify the negative integers. In the negative integers, among the negative integers, which is the smallest one, then the next smaller. So in that way you need to write them in order. Now let us see one more example. It is asked to write -171, 26, -43, 103, -105 and 77 in descending order. What does it mean descending order? It is big to small. So let us write them. So to write the given integers in descending order, first you need to identify the greater integers. So here negative integers are there as well as positive integers are there. So first let us identify positive integers. Why? Because we know that positive integers always they are greater than negative integers. Why children? Because positive integers are to the right of 0. So here these are the 3 positive integers I encircled. Among these 3 positive integers, the greatest one is 103. So we write 103 first. It is greater than, after 103, the next second greater is 77. After 77, that is 26. Then let us come to integers. Among these 3 negative integers, what is the greater one? We know very well that the smaller the numeral, greater the negative integers. So among these 171, 43 and 105, smaller is 43. So -43 will be the greater than other 2 negative integers. Is greater than, okay. So this we wrote. -171, -105 left over. Among these 2, which is greater? -105, because 105 is the smaller numeral value. Since it is negative, -105 will be the greater numeral value. -105 is greater than the last leftover, that is -171. Now let us revise the concept what we learned. So here, to compare the two integers having same sign. First one, for both positive integers, larger number is greater than smaller number. Positive larger number is greater than positive smaller number. So we can give an example, that is, for example, 5 is positive number as well as 3 is positive number. Since 5 is greater than 3, okay, numeral value plus 5 will be greater than plus 5. Whereas both negative integers you take. Okay, so here I have taken minus 3 and minus 5. Okay, then how to compare? Negative smaller number will be greater than negative larger number. That means here we can say that negative smaller number, negative numeral value, that is minus 3 will be greater than minus 5. When both integers have same sign, either they are both positive or both are negative. In the case of positive, the larger numeral value will be greater integers, whereas when both are negative numbers or negative integer, the smaller numeral value will be greater integer. Whereas in the case of different signs, I have taken one positive and one negative. Always positive integer is greater than negative integer irrespective of its numeral value. So let me take one example. You take 7 and you take minus 5. Always 7 is greater than minus 5. Or you take 5 and minus 7. Always minus 5 also it is greater than minus 7. Okay, children. Now let us see one more concept, that is absolute value of integers. Now here you see Sonu and Monu. Both are standing at a point 0. We can see the number line. Where are Sonu and Monu? They are at 0. After 2 minutes, let us see their position. So this is the position after 2 minutes. Where is Sonu? Exactly on minus 3 or at minus 3. Where is Monu? Exactly at plus 3. So how many units they have moved from each other? So here, how much distance Sonu has moved from 0? Let us observe. How many units? 1, 2, 3. 3 units he moved away from 0. Even in the case of Mono also, how many units, how much distance he moved away from 0? That is 1, 2 and 3 units. So, both of them moved away from 0 by same units. So, the distance that Sonu covered is 3 units, even Mono also 3 units. So, absolute value is nothing but numerical value without taking the sign into account. Okay, though Sonu is at minus 3, how many units Sonu moved away from 0? We say that 3 units. Okay, it is represented by minus 3. But when you count the number of units or the distance that Sonu moved away from 0 is 3 units. Okay, similarly, Mono also 3 units. The distance covered by Mono is also 3 units. So we write that the absolute value of minus 3, it is represented as modulus of minus 3, that is nothing but 3. Even in the case of positive integer also, the absolute value of plus 3 is also, that is 3. Both irrespective of negative or positive sign, always the absolute value is positive. So what is called absolute value of an integer? It is its numerical value without taking the sign into account. Whether it is negative integer or positive integer, always the absolute value will be positive itself. So here you observe, children. So here in first column integers have been given, and second column their absolute values have been given. So plus 1 is the integer. What is its absolute value? Again plus 1 itself. So that we can represent in this way. Absolute value of plus 1 is again plus 1. Similarly, minus 1 is the integer. What is its absolute value? Again plus 1. That means modulus or mod of minus 1 is again 1. 1 is also called plus 1. What is the absolute value of minus 1? That is 7. So how it can be written as modulus of minus 7 is equals to again 7. So already we told that absolute value is nothing but it's only numerical value without taking its sign into account. So what is the absolute value of 21? Again 21. So how it can be represented? Modulus of 21 is 21. So this is the symbol for absolute value. So what is the absolute value of 0? 0 is neither negative nor positive. So the numerical value of 0 is again 0. So it is nothing but again 0. So these are the absolute values of the given integers.